What's going on, all you Chris Hemsworth and Miles Teller enthusiasts? Your two favorite reviewers are back for Cinephellas.com. We're talking about the new Netflix film that has been released from director Joseph Kosinski. That's right, I'm talking about Spiderhead.
Joseph Kosinski, who's that guy? I've never heard of him. Did he have a recent movie that made like $1 million at the global box office?
Oh, yeah, that's right. He's the director of Top Gun Maverick,
Huh?
working again with Miles Teller. That's right. Joseph Kosinski, he is back for another blockbuster from this summer. Obviously, he directed Top Gun Maverick, which brought together Goose's son, old Rooster himself, Miles Teller. So this is, having him work again with Joseph Kosinski. And this time it's a totally different film than Top Gun Maverick. It's, pretty much a science fiction with it follows them in one place. It's all about these pharmaceutical research experiments that Uncle Chris Hemsworth is performing. And Miles Teller, he plays Jeff, and Chris Hemsworth plays Amnesty, and he's basically this pharmaceutical researcher who is giving these experiments to these prisoners in hopes that they can reduce their sentences. They will agree to run these trials for him, and that is the setup of the film. But we slowly unveil the story over the film here with Amnesty, what he's trying to do, and all these drugs are not as advertised. He's trying to make them feel certain ways and elicit certain emotions. And Miles Teller is sort of his guinea pig throughout the film.
Yep. And throughout the film, we're, like you said, introduced to Steve, his pharmaceutical company, unnamed, really testing these experimental drugs on these prisoners. And we have old Jeff here, Miles Teller, being really the focal point, being the main guinea pig here of sorts. Going through these tests and experiments, and we see it through the eyes of Steve as he's watching these experiments go on and what the drugs do to these people, bring out different emotions such as joy, laughter, sexual feelings, as a few of these people just start banging immediately in the film as I'm watching this on the airplane. Yeah. I'm like, great. But yeah, it really brings out these different emotions and these different characters. You have some normal people, but throughout the film, we kind of find out about their backstory, what exactly happened to them, why were they, in prison. Well, we find out Jeff's character, he got in this really bad car accident. He was drinking and killed some people. So he's been going through a lot internally and personally, and trying to overcome a lot of things, and brought to this sexy island here, Dr. Moreau's island in the background, yeah, where they're doing these experiments. So you see his backstory. They introduce this girl that he's really into. Her name was Lizzie, played by Journey Smollett, Jesse's sister. We've seen her in quite a few films and Friday Night Lights. She's like the love interest in this film. We also find out what happened to her, why she was there, and it really dives into the story. It's a sci-fi, mind trip.
Totally different than Top Gun Maverick for Joseph Kosinski. This one's much more contained. It was filmed during COVID, which makes sense. It's very contained on this island in this building, with with Chris Hemsworth playing a role that we're not used to seeing him play. He's usually the tough guy, the macho man, Thor, the big action hero. But in this, he's like the brains of the whole operation. And I thought he did a really great job. They really, allowed him to stretch and show his acting chops in this one, not just be the big physical tough guy, but be the brains of this, company that he's trying to run, and trying to run all these experiments on Jeff and the other people there. And it leads to some wild scenes, where they take these drugs, and then all of a sudden they'll be looking at each other, and then instantly they'll fall in love, like you were mentioning with the sex scenes and stuff. It was pretty wild. It was two people, it was Miles Teller and another girl. They, completely weren't vibing. And then he, upped the dose, and right away they were, instantly fell for each other and just like started banging all over the room, just automatically. So he's really trying to control these people and sort of, manipulate the reasons that they were in there. They're all kind of damaged people to begin with, and he's kind of trying to manipulate their emotions and use these drugs in order to, ultimately get rich, I guess, and become, even a bigger entrepreneur than he already is. He's like this, hot shot new age kind of Elon Musk type rich guy, and he just wants it all, and he wants to be able to manipulate everybody's emotions and kind of control them through these drugs.
And that's basically what he does in the film. It's a really great sci-fi thriller. Pays homage to a lot of films. I think Island of Dr. Moreau will be one for me that I noticed. But a lot of films of the past, and it very unique. You see big name directors hitting streamers, and they can be more creative and do movies they want to do. So it's kind of out of the box and not normal for this director. So you could tell he had fun with this. Having Chris Hemsworth playing this tech bro, head of a pharmaceutical company, was something completely out of his comfort zone, but he really knocked this out of the park as Steve, the head honcho of this, conducting all these tests and really controlling all these prisoners, people that come in, including the main character there. Old Uncle Jeff, played by Miles Teller, and really great performance by Miles Teller. Back a few years ago, I didn't really like Miles Teller. He's been growing on me more and more. Like, really, as he gets older, taking on better roles, and you can see what he's made of as an actor. And I love the premise of this movie. The whole set design was really fantastic, very futuristic looking in this island place I would definitely never want to go to. Another great movie by Joseph Kosinski being the director. Really impressed with this unique film. Not something I would have imagined him making after Top Gun, but he just made this recently. Top Gun was done a few years ago. It's just been sitting on the shelves. But with that being said, really excited to see his future work. I'll sign up for any movie this guy's directing, and especially bringing in a cast like this. So this is a movie I highly recommend. It's streaming on Netflix right now. I'll give Spiderhead a 4 out of 5 Miles Teller hair pieces.
Miles Teller is killing it this year, 3 for 3. Top Gun Maverick, The Offer, and now this. He's really showing his acting chops, and he gets a chance to really, show what he can do in this film, playing off the pain of being involved in this wreck, whereas he killed his girlfriend. He was drunk driving, trying to be the hot shot, something went wrong and it changed his whole life. So he really has to portray that emotion and kind of, dive deep into his psyche and play that for a change, not just be like the teen that he played a couple of years back, or kind of the tough guy, or being in Whiplash. And he's really coming to his own this year, and this is another role. And him and Joseph Kosinski obviously work well together. I hope they work together again. Totally different film than Joseph Kosinski's made before. A couple of years ago, he did Oblivion with Tom Cruise. That was an awesome sci-fi movie. I recommend that one if you guys haven't seen that too. That was my first introduction to Joseph Kosinski. So with that being said, I had a great time with this movie. It was cool that it dropped on Netflix. I think it had a limited release, maybe in a couple select theaters, but for Netflix to pick this one up, I really enjoyed it, and had a great time watching it at home on a Friday night. Some big stars, Hemsworth and Teller, they really led this movie and did a great job. Journey Smollett was really good as Lizzie in it too. I bought her and Jeff's characters working together to try to escape this place, and I really enjoyed Chris Hemsworth in this role, something different that we're not used to seeing him, giving him a chance to show what he can do on the dramatic side of things. So with that being said, I am going to give Spiderhead, the new Joseph Kosinski Netflix film, a 4 out of 5 science fiction hair pieces.
So we want to hear from you, sci-fi fanatics. What did you like about Spiderhead? What didn't you like about it? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to click subscribe. Also, check out these wild Miles Teller impersonators on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and our website, Cinephellas.com, for the latest, greatest TV movie news and reviews.
That's right. And we are going to be reviewing everything, just about everything this summer, from TV to movies. We're going to be talking with those other Cinephellas boys, yapping it up like six Babas from Brooklyn every other weekend. So stay tuned for a lot of great content from these Cinephellas boys. We have been enjoying all the summer blockbusters, the TV series. We have Stranger Things coming out this weekend. Plenty of stuff for us to review. We have our work cut out for us, and we accept the challenge.
Challenge accepted, Captain. Looking forward to that. Yeah, lots of great content, a lot of great stuff coming out in the entertainment business. It's busy. I wish I could just quit my job and do that full time, because there's so much. It's so hard to stay on top of everything and shoot reviews. But man, I have a blast doing this, talking with you, my best mate over here, and yapping, like you said, like five Babas out of Brooklyn, for everybody out there watching us, sticking with us along this journey for 7 years. It's been a long time. Just having a blast, and talking about everything that we love here with you guys. So hopefully you enjoy it.
Absolutely. We thank you guys a lot for following us. Tell your friends about us. Stay tuned for more Fellas giveaways. We're about to announce a new one here any minute now. Wait for that video to drop and find out how you can enter in to win. Well, that is it from our compound here in the island of Dr. Moreau. I'm Uncle Henry. That's my good mate, Uncle Logan. Signing out until the next Cinephellas movie review. Cheers.